Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to make a quick video talking about recoil control on a 1911 45 shooting 230 grain hardball. One of you guys, one of my followers on YouTube here, talked about, hey, can you make a video on that topic? I'm like, sure, why not? So there's really three components, I would say, to kind of taming a gun that's shooting a man-sized caliber. First being the pistol itself, second being your technique, and then lastly being like the physicality of the shooter. So first things first, on the pistol, we got to talk about spring rates. So you should be running 18 or 18.5 pound recoil spring and a 22 pound mainspring. Now the reason you want a probably stronger than average mainspring than what comes in a factory gun is because the hammer is the first thing to start slowing down that slide once the round goes off. So the hammer falls, and that slide and the hammer, they're in contact. So a stronger mainspring is going to slow down the force of the slide, right? And therefore the slide is going to hit the vertical impact surface with a little bit less force than otherwise. You don't want to be relying on the recoil spring doing any kind of recoil mitigation, okay? So 22 pounds in the mainspring, 18 or 18.5 in the recoil spring. I am a big fan of Springco springs. Right, they come highly recommended. They're good for about 30,000 cycles. They are only slightly more expensive than whatever you're using right now, so I would definitely give them a shot. Other things on the pistol, properly fitting grips for you, the shooter, so not too thick, not too thin. And this is something that is an advantage in 1911 versus a polymer gun typically, right? A thing like Glock. Back shots only go one way. You got front, back, and then left and right as well on 1911. More importantly, perhaps, even than properly fitting, is going to be just aggressive texture. So on the firearm itself, front strap and the mainspring, I like some very aggressive checkering. If you did not get a pistol that has any checkering on the front strap, that's not a big deal. The issued pistols were not checkered. So what you can do is get a piece of grip tape, take off your grips, your stocks, overlay that on the front strap, and then put the grips back on. That way, not only is the adhesive holding the tape onto your pistol, but the pressure from the grips themselves are pinching it onto the frame. I like to use the 2-inch wide stair tape. It's like a marine grade, right, for like boats and stuff. And it's incredibly aggressive in texture. It sticks pretty good, and it comes in this nice like 2-inch wide roll. Right, pretty easy, pretty inexpensive. And when it wears out, you just peel it off and replace it. Not a big deal. As far as grips, I have not found a micarta grip that I like. I really like these Barnhart burner grips. They have this like silicon carbide kind of sandpaper texture to them. The Kensite grips with their shark skin texture, I like them a lot too, but they're just a little bit thin for my taste. So I like a very aggressive grip, very aggressive checkering. That way, there's no way this pistol is going to slide in my hand at all if my grip is not ideal. Which comes to the next topic, right, which is going to be grip. So I have nothing new, original, or kind of like revolutionary to say about this. There's a lot of really good techniques, a lot of really good instruction, but being high up on the pistol, very aggressive, kind of getting in there as high as you can, locking in your grip. And it's something I see with a lot of shooters with the 1911 is they kind of want to work the pad of their finger because it's a light trigger, relatively speaking. The problem with that as it pertains to recoil control is not just that it's perhaps a ineffective trigger technique, which is a different topic, but you're bringing your hand up off the frame of the pistol. So if you get your finger in, I have more contact with my hand in the gun, and therefore got a little bit more friction, keeping the gun from moving in my hand. That's really all there is as far as technique and grip. Right? Find like a position that works for you, somewhere in here, and don't let the gun move in your hand. The rest of your body, all that positioning is going to be unique to you. Right? You're going to be crushing the gun in, right? Working that clamshell, stronger maybe with the left than the right. It's all individual. Lastly, physicality of the shooter. being in shape makes everything easier and definitely makes shooting a lot easier. Things for grip strength, you know, I'm a big fan of kettlebell technique stuff, big fan of anything with pull-ups, you know, working ropes. The captains of crush grippers are pretty good too. All of that, you know, it's out there, it's easy to find, but I think what we got to also make sure we're doing is working the extension. Right, so getting something like this that you can put your fingers tips through and start getting resistance going out so you're not getting tendonitis in your elbow. In conclusion, right, make the gun as efficient as possible, hold it as efficient as possible, and just be in shape. That's really all there is to it. If you guys got any questions, comments, feedback, I look forward to hearing it. Thanks.